Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about how things are placed on the in the view window when you render out your processing program or sketch. Now you see that I have this red dot that is actually represented by this ellipse command, which is it draws a circle or a oval or different shapes that are related to that. Um, right now it is drawing this at 40 on the X, 40 on the Y, and then a size of 10 by 10. And the color is red. Okay. Now you can see that it's hard to kind of determine where that point is visually, and I created this little short program which we're just going to use this for talking about the theory, not really, and only that for this particular exercise. Okay, because it's just about drawing points in space. Okay, now let me reveal this for a second, just so we are so it's more viewable. Um, you can see here right now I have a the same circle that's been drawn in space at 20 or at 40 by 40, and you can see the reason that is that each of these meeting points between the X and the Y are at 20 points. So we have 20, 40, 20, 40. So this is 40 by 40, which is represented right here. Okay. All right. So, and I can, what will, if we continue on the multiples of 20, we will sit on these different axes, these different meeting points in the grid. Now, we don't have to do that. It's just a way of helping us kind of determine where we are in the graph. And I remember again, I'm only showing this graph as a way to better understand how objects are placed within the processing sketch window. Okay, so what I can do now is I can create a new drawing, and I'm going to place this one at 60 by 60, and I'm going to keep the same size, and then let's play this. You see now I have one directly down to the right. Okay, there's two in here. Now let me just draw another one. I'll do this one at 100 by 100, and then I'm going to bring the size up a little bit just to see the difference here. Okay, so you can see now I have another one placed in, because it's in the on the axis meeting point of 100 by 100, and the size of the circle is 20 by 20. Now the interesting thing here is that where the circle is being drawn, you can see the meeting point for the drawing is at the center of the circle. Now the next, if you look at, if I bring in a rectangle instead of a circle as another drawing, let's place this one down at 200 by 200, and we'll give this the same size as the last circle we drew. Okay, and you can see what happens. The circle, the rectangle doesn't actually draw from the center point. It's drawing in the default manner of drawing from the top left corner, because this is 200 by 200 right here. Since we are in a 400 by 400 grid, the 200 by 200 is the left top corner. Okay, so that's a little bit different in how these are drawn, but I just wanted to show that so you have a little more. There are ways of using different modes to have it drawn in the center or have it pushed over. We can also translate this over a little bit, or not really translate it, but just move it up and to the left a little bit. So I can move it up by 20, or actually let me do 180 that way. Okay, and I probably need to go off by 10 to kind of get back to where. Okay, and you can see now I'm placed here, but I'm not actually on the axis point. So we have something. I just want to show that to show the similarity between, how we would place something, center it, the object on the axis point. It's much different from the circle to the rectangle. Okay, so that's it for this exercise. I hope that explains a little bit more about the grid. We'll get into this a little bit more. And sometimes it can be useful to start with your drawings on just a piece of paper real graph paper, physical graph paper, and start with your drawings on that, and then you can translate them over into the digital world. And we'll talk about that actually at a later tutorial.